I see that.
Mr. Rangel.
I know who you
It's an
are.
honor. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
We're with you all the time,
I
okay?
know that. As a matter of fact, I get a chance to say thank you to so many people from the religious community that were so kind to me in my last election. And as most of you know, I was sick. I was in the intensive care ward. It was a June primary. No one expected that there would be anyone out there, but Edwin was out there long before I was challenged, and those people who pick him as a friend get good vision, because he doesn't ask whether you can win or lose. He asks one question: are you good? And you're good for the community, and that's where he is. We had a misunderstanding, which you may have read, because the press always wants to distort anything that I say. But I want you to know that it's my serious opinion, when people really go by the gospel, to me, that is what every politician should have as the first thing they do. And let me tell you what I'm talking about. Let me tell you what I'm talking about, and I'm certain that the Reverend's candidacy will talk about this. But you hear that we talk about a fiscal cliff. You hear we talking about sequestration. You hear that we're talking about cutting the budget. And you hear we're talking about cutting Medicaid and cutting Medicare. You know what we're talking about? We're talking about the Good Samaritan who picked this sick guy up, who didn't know who he was, that was not liked, and he did not walk by and leave him. He's talking about someone that was naked and no one gave him clothes. He was thirsty. No one gave him water. He was hungry. No one gave him anything to eat. He was in prison. No one visited him. Now you tell me we don't know what that story's about? We got 2 million people locked up in jail. We don't know that story. We got 3 out of 5 kids that are born hungry. We got poverty that's just exploding. As Jesus said, that you don't get into heaven until you act and treat the lesser of your brothers and sisters the way you said you treated me. Is that what we're talking about in politics? That's your life, that's what we're talking about. And so, when the Reverend says that enough is enough, I am telling you, there's not a week that I'm in Washington that I say, where is the church? Where are the synagogues? Where are the mosques? I hear from the rich. I hear from the poor. But who's supposed to protect the poor? Who is supposed to do it? And so I didn't come down here. I came down to have coffee with my buddy. You know? But I just want you to know, where the press is going to say we got an ultra Orthodox Jewish Puerto Rican pastor that's running for mayor and all, you know, what the heck do they care? If somebody says that they can do a better job, there's no one in America that's going to disagree with that. A better job can be done by anybody. And if there's anybody that wants to point a finger because someone says they can do a better job, they say if you point a finger and you turn it, you're pointing it at yourself, right? And so, Edwin, as I told you, my schedule is for us to have coffee, but I can understand if you have more important people that you...
Let me say something. This is an institution, alive, and he's my friend for 40 so many years.
That's okay.
Don't finish it, don't finish
And
it.
I told my friend here, I invite Charlie, and Charlie never let me down. So I don't care what the paper say, whatever the people say. I said, don't worry about it. I'm gonna be there.
Well, it's a pleasure meeting you. And I just hope that no matter what happens in this campaign, that you keep all of this together, that don't allow disappointment to be even a part of whatever you intend to do. Because if your heart and mind are in the right places, you don't lose at the polls. When you're trying to do the right thing, no one can expect more than that from you. And so, I'm not predicting not defeat and not victory. What I am saying is don't just tie your hopes and dreams to a victory. Tie it with each other. That he brought you together to show you that it does make a difference. And that people can make a difference. And that even when you got an old congressman and you guys say, show up, you make a difference.
Yes.
You make a difference. And so, I have to go someplace, but I'm going to follow your race
Appreciate that.
very carefully. I'm going to talk with Ruben Diaz because I have the utmost respect for him as well as his son. And I want you to know that Harlem is our home and El Badr is our home. And you can come to visit with us anytime you want, and the press can say what they want, you know? But I know one thing, that in addition to having him as a friend, that you deal with a higher authority, and I'm not gonna mess with that, right?
I appreciate it. Charlie, I appreciate that you're coming here. He assured me that you was going to be here, and I was in peace because I know you're a man of word. All the Puerto Rican, all the Latino are behind you. You are our congressman, and you're going to continue being so because you are for the people, and the people are for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reverend. I only ask one thing from you,
Yes,
your prayers.
yes.
Thank you.
Charlie,
Yes.
we're getting ready for a photo.
Okay, sure.
Please meet my friend, David. Gregory David.
Wait, listen.
Oh, yes, I read about you in the paper. David's on?
Yeah.
David's on, yes, you're the campaign manager. Yes. You see that?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Paso, una foto, picture,
Take a picture, yeah.
picture.
No, I'm where I want to be. I am where I want to be. Let's take some pictures.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Come on.
Leave the man alone. Leave the man alone.
Come on.
Métase, rápido.
How have you been?
All right.
You look well.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we move back a little bit, please?
Move back.
Move back.